Hello and welcome to the THOMCAST. I'm Tom, president and dictator for life of 515comics.com. So this is the 1-year anniversary of the THOMCAST as a series. I have been doing these for an entire year. There are 52 episodes before this one. And so for today, the first episode of the second year of THOMCASTs, I thought I'd just sort of do a review on the project as a whole, maybe just kind of do some brainstorming about what I thought about the project up till now and maybe what I want to do with it in the coming year. So last year I decided that I wanted to try and do these as weekly episodes, weekly little video journals. That's what I wanted the THOMCAST to be, and that is what it turned out to be. I'm really happy that I was able to do them every week. It was sort of an added inconvenience sometimes, so it's just another thing to do on top of 3 comics and any other projects that I want to be working on. But I'm really proud to say that I was able to actually keep it up the whole year. There were a couple weeks, I think, where I had to put it out a couple days late, but for the most part I was pretty spot on with the schedule. As far as did it help me, was I able to stay accountable and keep up with things that I said I wanted to keep up with? Well, yeah, I think that I was. There are definitely things that I talked about that I maybe didn't do or that I didn't really come back to. There's definitely episodes that it's like, oh yeah, I said I was going to do that, and I didn't so much. But for the most part, I think that it did really help me with my accountability. You know, especially this last October, I challenged myself to get a lot of shirts done before conventions, things like that. It was really great to have this as sort of a sounding board after conventions as well, to talk about my experiences there and what I thought of them. And that's something cool that I can go back to now next year and say, okay, how was I feeling right after that convention and leading up to that convention? And what did I wish I had more ready for? And what did I, just where was my mind after that? So in that way, I think it's actually very useful. It did help me set goals and meet them, and it will kind of act as a good gauge and journal for what I want to do in the future. So in that regard, I would say that the project was a complete success. Also, I just rewatched the first episode. Wow, that's really long. So now I'm happy to say that I really like keeping them right around 5 minutes, or even under if possible. I talk a lot faster, I cut out stuff where I'm just not saying anything, and, it's better. So I would say that I've definitely improved over the year as well. So yes, we can say that the THOMCAST was a rousing success, and that I shall continue to do it. When I started out, I said that the main thing I really wanted to be focusing on was work on book 2. And we've come a long way. Unfortunately, I cannot say that book 2 is done, but wow, I've made a lot of progress. I don't know that I could say that I would have made it this far without the THOMCAST, because I've never worked on the second book of a comic series with or without the help of a weekly vlog before. The first one was very slow, and probably a lot slower and more drawn out than this one. But yeah, again, it's kind of hard to gauge. Definitely, I think that it helped. Again, with those monthly goals and things like that, I think that it was very helpful. And I want to thank you, the internet, for existing so that I could set goals and tell them to you so that I would have to keep them. Because I don't want to let the internet down. That's just not done. Anyway, so what are my goals to do with the THOMCAST for the year to come? I intend to keep doing it because it worked, because it wasn't too hard to keep on top of, and because I kind of like doing it. I'm going to keep doing it for the next year. So what are my goals? Well, obviously, the biggest one is still going to be book 2. Getting book 2 done, working on promoting that, promoting my store, the Kickstarter for book 2, when that launches, and then book 2 itself, when that's out. I mean, that needs to be a big part, because selling stuff is hard. It's really one of the hardest things that I think independent comic creators have to do, is to sell their own stuff. It's very uncomfortable. So that's going to be one big thing, is I'm going to be pushing myself with these THOMCASTs to push my product and get people interested, get people reading, get people buying stuff. What else? What else do I want to... Well, I haven't actually thought about it too much. What else do I want to do with the THOMCAST in the coming year? More fabulous guests. But for now, I'm just happy to say that it's been a success and that I'm going to keep doing it the way I've been doing it. Thanks very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next week. What?